Okay, this is going to be the next step in our portrait. We've created two things so far. We've created our halftone, as you see here, and we've created our contour line drawing, as you see here. I did finish mine, okay? Um, so right now, I notice I have my Photoshop files open. You can see that by get my little green pointer here. Come on for me. There it is. So as you see here, I have my PSD file here open, and I have here for my halftone, I have my PSD file open as well. And you can see that by my layers. That's why it's important that we save our work both in Photoshop and as a JPEG version to turn in so that we don't lose these layers in case we need to go back and work on these images, which we're about to do. All right, so actually, we're going to set this one aside for a little while. I'm going to get to a second part video on that. And we're going to focus on doing some specialized work on this image. Okay, the halftone. We're going to do some separating. Okay. And this is eventually what we're going to create. So I'm going to show you this. I already pre-did the work so I could go through the steps so I could show you. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. It looks like the exact same image, except if you come over here and look at the layers, things look quite a bit different. I have the halftone here, which if I cut the eye off, which is just the black dots. That's it. That's all that is on that layer. Everything else is gone except for the black dots. Um, and so here I've created basically a silhouetted shape of white. Okay, and what's different from that in the original halftone image is that the white and the black are on the same layer. Now that's going to make a difference because let me show you what we're eventually going to do. This is ultimately where we're going with this. Okay, and I completed this so I could go through the steps and show you on this as well as far as how we do it. The halftone again is on its own separate layer, and this is what the halftone is doing for our image. Is creating the shading. Okay, it's creating that sort of dot pattern, that sort of stylization look that we're going for. Okay, and so let's get to this. All right, before I get you focused on that. Okay, so let's get back to your halftone image and how we're going to separate the dot pattern and make the white all its own sort of silhouette. Okay. All right. So here we go. First of all, we're going to go here and grab our magic wand tool. Now, this magic wand tool is also located where we have our quick selection tool. So I want to make sure the magic wand is selected. We're going to come over here and click on an obvious black area of our halftone, and that is going to select everything black. Okay. So we're going now on my keyboard, I'm going to click Command C for copy, and then I'm going to click Command V for paste. And what that did is that put it on its own layer. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and click on my bottom gray layer, and I'm going to create a new layer in between that. Okay. Actually, let's name this top layer now our halftone. Okay, that's our halftone. Okay. All right. So on this layer, we're going to put in a temporary color in this surrounding area so that we could then select it and isolate it from the white. Okay. So I'll explain. So let's do this. I'm going to come over. I'm going to come over to this layer, click on it, and I'm going to two-finger touch on my trackpad and come to merge down. you're going to merge it down. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have done that yet. Command Z on that. Sorry. All right, so we're going to take this layer right here. Sorry. We're going to click on this layer we created, and I just did all this for the first time, so it's still kind of fresh. So I'm going to click on some bright color, any color you want to select, blue, red, yellow, doesn't matter. I'm just leaning towards green right now. And I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to come over to my fill bucket tool, and I'm going to fill that in. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to now merge this down. Come over and click on this original layer that has the half dot and the white, and 2-finger touch on the trackpad and merge down. Okay. So now we're going to come over to the magic wand tool, and we're going to click on the green. So what we've done is now we've kind of got this. Let's go to select inverse. Okay. So now I'm going to close the eye on the halftone layer. And I'm coming here and I'm going to make this white. I'm going to click on these two little squares here. I want the white on top, so I'm going to click on the arrow to put the white on top. And then I'm going to come over and grab my paintbrush and make it super big. Interesting, my green arrows matching my green background. And I'm going to now paint all this white, getting rid of the halftone that's there and make it all white. Okay. Now, now that I'm done with the green pretty much, okay, it served its purpose. It allowed me to isolate this silhouette so I could do this. So now I'm going to go back to select inverse, and I'm going to hit the delete key on my keyboard, and now I'm back to the gray. And then notice here, now I have a white silhouette. Now I'm going to title that white. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. Silhouette. I don't know if I spelled that right. I'm just SIL. How about that? Abbreviate it. White silhouette. And now I'm going to go Command D to deselect. And then let's click our eye back on for the halftone layer. And we are done. Okay. I know that was a confusing process to get back to exactly what the image even looked like to begin with. But now we have a layer that has a separate halftone on its own layer with white that goes up underneath all of it. Okay. So now when I click off of this, we see gray all underneath, and then we have white on top. Now there's a reason for this when we get into the coloring, which I'll explain later. But right now, you can stop this video because we're done with this phase of the assignment. I would go ahead and save this. You can save it. Just go save. That way now this is overwritten your original halftone image, and then you'll be ready for the next step. But I would go ahead and save this. Just go to File, Save. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to lose my original file. Okay, because I already have this created again where I did the sample. Okay, so you can stop the video and then go on to the second one where we color.